Danny, we're going to take a look at your video from camp. I'm going to let it run through a couple times. First time in normal speed. Second time, I'm going to slow-mo it. And then I'm going to come back, break it down, analyze it, and make some comments and some suggestions for you to help you improve. Okay, Danny, coming right back to the very beginning right here, when you get up in a line, when you start your alignment, just it looks like you're doing it right here. Always make sure you check your target. Just kind of get everything's going to be lined up off where you're going to kick that football. So obviously you know you're going to kick it between the uprights. You can always use that gooseneck there, and the bottom comes up from the ground, holds the crossbar. But you want to be right there in the center, what you're facing right there. No matter if you're kicking over here on the hash, or this hash, or right where you are right here. Okay, so make sure you get lined up there. Just check your alignment. You do a good job right here. I like how you got your feet positioned. Look like they're just directly beside each other. You know, your toes, everything's just lined up exactly the same way. You've got your right foot lined up in the very middle of the football, which is excellent right there. So glance at that target, and then you start your steps back. Just glance at it. You don't need to continue looking at it. Just glance at it. By glancing at your target here and starting your steps back, it allows you to come back a lot straighter because you know exactly you're stepping directly back from that target in that angle. So do that. Now right here, I notice right here at the beginning, you step back with your left foot first. And just think right here, everything's lined up off of the right foot. We're going to line everything off the right foot. The ball and the target, everything should be lined off that right foot. So you've stepped back with your left foot. So I would just consider, and we talked about this was early in the camp when we filmed you. We covered it on the field. We also covered it during the video analysis, and of course going to cover it right here for you. So you may already corrected this, but you know, just something to consider. And the things I'm sharing with you are things that are common denominators of all the great kickers and punters, NFL players, college players that we've had in the camps for many, many years. I'm sharing with you the most consistent things that I've seen them do, and we've worked with them that they do consistently, and they'll step back with their right foot. And that just helps them line up. I'm not saying everybody you have to, but I'm just saying it's just a consistent way because you're lining, again, everything off that right foot. So instead of taking a step with that left foot, you would take it with your right foot. And then you would go your left and then your right again, and then you'd have your third step there with your right foot. And then by that time, so your right foot is the one that you're aligning off of. Now you've stepped back 3 steps, and if you notice, you start off right here, but look how you've drifted to the left. So you're right in the middle of the football earlier when you started. See, you're right here. You're right in the middle of the football where you're supposed to be. What I needed you to do right here is step directly back from that, okay? And you've kind of drifted. So watch what happens. You drifted, and I think again it's because it doesn't help. You can do this, but with that left, but I think that left foot's kind of pulled you over there. Just take that right foot. And when you take that right, if you start with your right foot, you'll just come straight back. As soon as you come back that right foot, you'll just come straight back and stay right on your right foot with that target. So now you've drifted a little to the left. Here's your 3 steps right there. And see how your feet are kind of turned out a little bit. See how they're kind of turned out a little bit. Just make a habit. Put them straight ahead. Just line your feet up straight ahead. It looks like you do it right here. So you do it there. So make a habit of it even here. So your toes are going out. There you're really good. Toes are out right here. So make sure you correct that. But you can see right here, you do a good job. See right here, you're checking it. But right here, Danny, you need to be able to see you're off. You're off to the left. And here's how I know. I position the camera right behind you. There's the middle. There's the point of placement, and there's your foot. And you got to have everything should be right here, should be in a straight line, and your foot should be right here, and your foot, see how your foot's coming over here. So you remember, you got to get all these three things in a line. So you can see it's obvious you're off to the left. So you're not lined up properly. So what that does is, see the distance you are from here? That's how far you're too far over here. So we got to get that corrected. Our goal is to get you in a point somewhere over in here where we get you at the same spot every time. Same spot every time. And the only way we can ensure that is if you make sure these 3 points are lined up when you do these steps back. Okay? So work on that. Then you're going to take your lateral steps. And then I just think that's just too wide. And I'll tell you how. See how your head kind of dips, right there. It dips down because you're reaching too far. That step ought to go maybe right about to there. That's as far as it should go, maybe even there. You don't need to step that lateral, that far laterally. Okay, so I think you're taking too far lateral steps. And then right here, you're kind of starting to turn your body. Watch how your shoulders and everything start kind of turning right here. See how it's turning? You've already kind of turned a little slightly to the right. And you can see your left foot. Okay, so here's what I want you to really consider. Look right, you do it right here. Look how straight your feet are. When you get back here, make sure they're straight ahead. When you take your lateral steps, make sure they're straight ahead. This left one's pretty good right here. Okay? Make sure it's straight ahead. See right here, what's the left one here on this second one though? You turn it prematurely. You turn it, see you've already turned it. You've got it aiming over here now. So I want you to keep your feet straight ahead like you have them here. Keep them straight ahead here and straight ahead as you take your lateral steps all the way till you get over to here. Okay, so you need to make sure this is a really good 90-degree angle. It looks like you're kind of drifting a little bit. You make sure it's a good 90-degree angle. Okay, and the way you can ensure that is right here. Have your toes together like you have your toes. See how you got them there? Have them together here the same way. And then if you have your toes exactly aligned, and then and then directly across your toes is 90 degrees. So if you're like to lay a board right in front of your toes, it'll go 90 degrees right there, and you're just going to follow that. Okay? So work on that. And again, I think these are just 2 wide lateral steps. You should be right about there. That's good. Then you want to duplicate the same exact way. And then once you get there, then you're going to bring your foot around. And see all this little pitter patter right here? Your pitter patter. See, look how many times you touch the ground right here. Touch the ground there. You touch the ground there. You touch the ground. You turn, touch the ground. Do there, touch the ground again, touch the ground again. We got to stop the pitter patter. There's the pitter patter. You see it? We'll make that cleaner, okay? So get there. Now you want this left foot, you want it aiming, you've got it aiming over here. You want it aiming here. And by having it aimed over here, you've got your body aiming over here. Okay, we've got to get that body. I should see a lot more of your back. I should see more of your back, but you got your body kind of turned because your foot is aiming over here. So we got to get that foot aiming there, and it will straighten up and get the rest of your body by you getting yourself square and in that same direction. Your foot's going to be lined up there, and your body's going to be just perpendicular to it. So everything's going to be just lined up just right off of that. Your shoulders, everything's square right towards. This foot's going to be going right toward where it's planting right there, and your kicking foot's going to be going right to the ball. So you got like a railroad tracks right there. Okay? So make sure you get that. So we basically form that angle. So here's your triangle right here. You've got it right here. And there's your 90 degree right there. Okay? And then this is going towards here, and this foot going to the ball. All right, so make sure you get that lined up, okay? Now right here, you got your feet a little bit better position here. You got a little bit of your legs bent right there a little bit. I'd rather see that leg almost straight. I don't want it locked out, but I want to see your leg all straight right here. Your back leg. Most of your weight up on there, and you see how your body's kind of going here, here, and then you're going there. I just want to see your body get that leg straight back here. Have your butt leg here, and then have your upper body. Don't lean over here. Just kind of stay right there with a slight body lean. You're kind of leaning a little bit with your waist there, but it's partly because your back leg. So get that line up. Your eye contact on the point of placement. right when you get in your stance, a good habit to do. So you check your target, and then you go. That's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do that in the game, Danny. You got to do it right. Get in your stance, check your target, come back to the ball. It's going to take close to 3 seconds once you come back to the ball and nod your head or communicate with your holder that you're ready. Once you communicate with it, he's going to have to turn, yell ready, and then the center's going to snap the ball when he's ready. So it's going to take 2 or 3 seconds at least. So you're not going to be able to go look. You're not going to be able to go look, come back and go. You're not able to do that. You got to check your target, come back, nod your head, 1001, 1002, 1003, whatever. Just you're going to have a pause there, and then you're going to start. Okay, just so you know that. Now, right here, when you go, I want you to lean to your step, and you're taking a full jab. I'm sorry, a full step. And right here, this is something to think about. You do have a lean here. And again, I think you're too far. You should be probably in this area right here, but those lateral steps are pretty wide. And if you take a wide lateral step, Danny, it's going to put you further from the football. It's going to put you further from here. Instead of that far away, you're just going to be about this far away. And your angle won't be as dramatic. Okay, and you get that foot lined up where it's supposed to be. I'm going to see more. Your body's going to be facing more this, going to be facing more this way. Okay. Here you go. You're doing 2 steps, and you can do it. You could do a 2-step approach or a jab step in a jab and 2-step approach. You're doing a 2-step approach. So here's 1, there's 2. Okay. You could also do it. See how you're leaning right? You could lean right here, take just a short jab right here with this left foot, and then take your full step, and then your plant step right here. Okay. So you could do that if you want. So you're taking 2 steps. I like how you're leaning, though. You do have some pretty good body lean, but we just got to straighten this up right here. And when you do lean, it's going to be, I want you flat from the back of your neck, back of your heel. So when you lean, it's your whole body's going to lean, not your upper body. Just your whole body's going to lean, and then you go right into your drive step. Okay, so here's what you do. You're doing a drive step here. And then your plant step ought to be aligned, aiming right towards the target. Now we're going to zoom in on the plant. Watch your plant step here. Now, I think right here, Danny, I think you're too far from the football. And partly you got your foot aiming this direction right here. You got your foot aiming slightly to the right. Okay, you got your foot right here. You see it's aiming a little this way. We want your foot aiming towards the center of the target. Okay, and right here, the length of your foot from the football is about the distance you need to be planted away from, just approximately. There's no exact, but it's pretty close. And I'd just say from the center of that football to that side right there, you just need to have your foot a little bit closer. I think you got a little too far away on your plan. But see, really, if you have your foot not aiming this direction and straight, this heel might come over here just a little bit, right here, and it might be a little bit closer. But I still think you're just a little too far from the football. Okay, so right here, got to get that plant foot toward the target. And you're kind of right here. Now, you make contact with the ball, so you've got a 1-inch block, it looks like. And I'm thinking you're kind of hitting the ball. It looks like your plant not only is too far away, it looks like it's too far up. And how I can tell that is I'm looking at the way you got the ball on the tee. You've got the ball right on that yard line. It's right on that, looks like the 20-yard line right there. So you're right on the yard line, and it looks like your heel is right. The back of your heel is kind of lined up with this back edge of the yard line. So your foot's almost in a position alongside the ball as if you were kicking off the ground. So you got your foot too far forward for having a 1-inch block. Okay, so it's slightly forward. So we just really got to work on this plant foot. And Danny, that would work with a 1-step kick. That 1-step kick we worked on early on warming up. That's a great drill where you take your 2 steps back, 1 step over, and then you place your kick, your non-kicking foot in that spot there, and then you're just going to take 1 step. And you can take a little tiny jab if you need to in it, but you're taking just a 1-step kick. It allows you to focus on your plant foot, impact with the ball, and also your skip, and your follow through. So We got to work on that. So work on that one-step drill. But right here, your plant's off a little bit, okay? A little too far away from the ball, and it's not pointing in the right direction. I like your left arm. I like where your right arm is right now. But just let it hang there. Let it lag. Don't get it involved. Just let it hang and stay right in this position pretty much through the kick. Left arm looks pretty good right there. Let's see how it finishes. Left arm comes across. Try to keep, you're bringing that arm across pretty good, but you're bringing it down here. Try to bring that arm more across a little bit higher. This left arm just kind of bring it right across your chest there, okay? Your right arm, see how you're taking your right arm, you're like pulling it back behind. You're like trying to help the left arm counterbalance, and you don't want to do that. That right arm, do not get it involved. Let it keep your body, let it hang here and keep your body in this position. Let this arm do the work. Let your left arm do the work. Let your right arm just kind of hang right here and lag back. You're taking it back and doing that, and then this arm's coming across. You're like really twisting that upper body. And you don't want the left arm, let it do the work. The right arm is just going to hang here. Okay, just about in this position. Okay, you're going to plant, right here. You can see since your foot's too far up, you're not getting your leg locked. That's one thing. The other thing is you're hitting the ball a little high. You get some, look at the impact. You get some impact there. Look at that. But your toe is kind of around it too. You got your toe up. You're basically right in here. See how your foot's right about this position here? It's pretty close. I want to see it come in, hit the ball about that same position it is right there. It's just coming up a little high. You make it pretty good. You hit it pretty good. It's just not equally. It's not evenly hit, and it's kind of causing. See, it goes right off to the side. See how it goes underneath it right there. You're just not it. So we've got to work on that, locking that ankle down and out, and with that toe slightly, it's going to be slightly below your heel when you make contact. So you're trying to raise it up. You got that block up there, and you're like trying to hit it higher. See your foot even most of the time, your toe right on this underneath side, right on this side right here, is going to just barely hit the blades of grass as it goes underneath that football, hits that football. As it's coming, as it's making its strike, and you're look how high, you're clear up. See, look how high you are. So you hit the ball, you're just off a little bit. And I think it's your plant a little too far away. You got to get it pointed towards. And I just think we just got to work on that contact, buddy. It's just going to take some time. Now, right here, look how all of a sudden you're hitting and then you're rising up on your toe. Okay, say you're kind of coming up, you're kind of hitting it almost like a punt right here. You're coming up like a punt. Okay, and what's your head? Right here when you hit it, your head just follows the ball. Keep your head in this position right here as you finish the entire kick. And what I want to see you do right here, I want you to pretend, and we talked again about this, pretend there's a ceiling right here. I'll even make it even closer. There's a ceiling right above your head, right there. Okay, it's a ceiling. Once you make contact with that ball, I don't want to see your head come up, your whole body come up. I want to see your body from the side is going to be almost like, it's going to be like a pendulum. Your body's going to kind of go through like this, and you're going to come through and kick the ball, but your head doesn't come up. I don't want your head coming up. And right here, right there, there's the ceiling. And watch your head go up. You can take it above it. You should, once you hit right here, I don't want to see that head come up any higher. Okay, so you got a little bit of a ceiling. I'll give you a little bit of wiggle room here. As soon as you hit the ball, your head stays right there. You're coming up. You're like rising up on your toe. And that foot's going to skip. So you do a skip, but you're skipping. Your leg ought to continue. Your leg needs to continue right here. Your kicking leg will continue right here towards your left shoulder, and your skip should go that direction, should follow it. You're trying to right here to kick and generate all your power straight ahead and come up in the air, and that's not going to work, buddy. It's just you're coming up and you're not making good contact. You're hitting. You're just kind of getting it through field, athleticism. Maybe you played soccer and you're doing this, and you can hit the football, but you got to work on that technique. You're just kind of coming up. Let that leg, keep your toe down. See how your toe's already up? Just kind of keep it down a little bit. You don't want to have it straight down, but it's just you don't want to have it coming completely up like you have there. And it's going to go right up. Your leg got to go right toward that shoulder, and then your skip's going to go in that direction. Your skip is going straight almost. Look at your skip. See it? The skip, again, your leg's coming from down here. See, it's coming from back here. It's going to be square up on the ball to kick the ball that way. and then your leg's going to continue up toward the shoulder. Okay, that's just the angle. That's just the way it is because you're a soccer style kicker. So your leg's coming down from here, it hits the ball, and it's going to go right back up toward the shoulder, and your skip is going to go in that same direction. So we got to work on that finish. Then right here, you're just now you kind of finish good. You're just not you're not maximizing your power right here, letting your legs swing naturally. You're trying to swing it, and you're trying to kick here. You're coming direction, torquing your body, and you're trying to keep on going straight. And the body's got to come naturally from here, then it's going to come right back on you, okay, towards your shoulder. So we got to work on that finish, okay? Good job at the camp. Really good job. Keep working on these fundamentals. I'm confident you've already done a lot of good things and already corrected a lot of this. And this is just a good review for you. Okay, Danny, I'm going to do a little extra for you here. I got a little split screen going on here with a very talented college kicker on the left side. Just set all kinds of records. Very talented. Has NFL potential. I just want to, and I froze it right here, going to kind of do a little teaching backwards just to kind of show you some things we talked about on the impact part of the ball. But you can see some obvious things right here. I want you to look at the foot position. Look how his foot is right here on his kicking foot. See, he's got that toe slightly down. He's actually just kind of watch it right here. He just kind of glances. I'm gonna lock you guys in. He just kind of glances the ground. See him right there? See how his foot's hitting? Look how high you are. And you can kind of see where his plant is. See, his plant's up. Look how tight it is to the ball right here. And see how far yours is away? And look how his plant's going right towards the target. Your plant's going over here. Okay, so you got to tighten this thing up here. You got to tighten it up and get that foot going toward the target, okay? You can see his drawback. He's pulling back farther than you right here. See, we've got to work on some flexibility here. Get your leg up, your upper leg coming back here, more flexibility in the hips, and get that foot coming up higher, just like his is. Your right arm, you can kind of see where I was telling you earlier. Your right arm's pretty good position, but then watch right about there, you start losing. Right there, you're okay. Left arm's okay, but right here, you lose it. See how you go back behind? You start, see how you're taking that right arm behind, and then watch how you're kind of going up. See how you're kind of skipping up. His left arm is out to the side, and it finishes high. You can do the same. See how where his finishes, and look where yours is finishing down here. So we got to work on that finish. I like your arm how it is to the side here. This is good right here. We just want to finish it better. On the finish is important, okay? And again, get this arm out of the picture. Keep it right over here. And you can see how your body is there. And watch his skip. Now his skip, his legs coming from here. He's going to make contact with the ball. And his legs going right back up toward his left shoulder. And you can watch what he does here. Watch his skip. He comes here, contact with the ball. And see how his toe, see how I was telling you about your toe? See how he keeps his toe out? You're pretty close right there, but then your toe really pops up. But then come right here. See where his foot continues up under his shoulder here? And you can see where you're already looking at that ball. And your left arm now is, and watch how you're coming up off the ground right here. Watch his head and watch your head. He stays under. Look how you go up. Take it even tighter on you. Watch how he go. Watch how he stays underneath the ceiling. Look how you go pop your head through the ceiling and come up on your toe. See, watch his skip. He skips. His skip is going in the direction of the momentum of his leg swing. That's all it's doing. You're trying to get, you're reaching out here because you're too far out. And you're trying to take that leg there and continue your body that direction. Your body naturally wants to come from here, hit the ball, and then go, the leg's going to go back up that way. Okay, so you're kind of going here, here, and then you're trying to go this way and then kind of across. So right here, and you can see how, look how his upper body turns right here. Look how you're kind of out of, you can correct this thing pretty quick. You are skipping, you bring your kicking leg down slow. That's a pretty good job there. And again, Danny, I'm comparing you to a guy that's much older. He's done this a long time, very talented college kicker, but it's a great learning tool for you so you can kind of see what you need to work on. You're at a great point. You're young. You're getting started. You got some really good fundamentals going for you. We just want to polish it, and I'm going to compare it here just to kind of help encourage you to take advantage of this video, particularly this shot right here, and really work on your technique, work on the finish. And it's going to really help you improve and get more power and more confidence. And what's kind of bring you guys back down a little bit. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to take it all the way back to watch him mark his steps off right here. I'm going to lock it there. Watch him mark his steps off. Here's what I was talking. Look at his feet. Look at your feet. If you start off great, okay? So you're doing everything great. Now watch him take, watch his steps right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And that's where I want to watch how he starts with that first right foot. Right foot. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. He does a really good job staying in line. His kicking foot, the ball, it's in front of his hip, and the target all in a straight line. And then you can kind of see where you're off a little bit. You can see where we talked about here. Your foot's over here, so you're kind of like this, and then over here. We got to get that foot right there straight ahead from this, okay? We got to get it all right in that straight line, all right? Now watch he does this. It's 4 steps. He does the check, like you see how you're doing your check. He's checking it right here, and then he brings his foot. He's right back. Now look how straight his feet are. His feet are just like you are right here. And see, now you got your feet turned out. So keep your feet straight like he does right here. Watch his lateral steps. See, look how that's as wide as he goes right there. See how wide you are? You're just too wide, buddy. You don't want to get too wide. You don't want to increase the angle to the approach of the ball, and you don't want to get more width from the football and distance from the football. So right here, so watch his steps right here. Watch his second one. Look how concise he is. Look how he keeps the feet straight ahead, straight toward the target. Now watch how he bring this foot back. He's got his foot now. He's got that foot aligned toward where it's going to plant. Look at his whole body there. Let's bring you in here. Now see how your foot's over here aiming this way. And look how little of your back I can see, and look how much of his I can see. Because you're aiming this way. You got to aim. You're going to aim right there. That's where his steps are going to go. There's the rail. There's the 90. There it is right there. There's the 90. There's the triangle right there. We got to step. Just stay right on the edge of the triangle. We're not stepping in the triangle. We're stepping on the outside edge of it right there. Okay, now watch him get in his stance. Now watch him right here. This is a great simulation. Watch his eyes right here. Watch his eyes. He's looking right down here now. And then watch him glance up. He's in his stance. Look at his back leg. Look at your back leg. Get your body like his is right here. Okay? He's checking the target now. He's looked at the point of placement. He's checking the target. Now he's coming back. He notifies the holder, and you can tell why the holder, he's already giving him the go-ahead because watch the holder's head. He turns. Look how long it's taken. I mean, I'm slowing it down here, but you see there's a pause there. Once that hand comes up, once this hand right here comes up, he's going to raise his hand. Then the kicker ought to be leaning and takes a jab. And here's the jab step I was talking to you about. Consider taking. Watch him right here. He leans. As soon as the ball comes, he leans. There's the jab. And then he goes right to the next step. I just think the jab helps with the transition. The jab right here helps the transition to this step right here. It just makes it smoother. So right here, just kind of think about that. Maybe right here, take a jab with this left foot. Your left foot, just a very short jab, and then it'll make that step a little easier for you, okay? You don't have to. I'm just suggesting it, okay? So do it. Look at him right here. This is how you do it right here. Checks his target, comes back. He nods to the holder. Holder calls for the snap. He's still in his stance, Here comes the ball. Hand comes up. He leans. See how he's leaning? The kicker's leaning to a short jab. Lean to the jab. Lean to the jab. Lean to the jab. Then there's the drive step, and then there's the kick. Okay? Great video for you right here. Danny, keep working at it. Great job at the camp.